My amplified unit, it is Thursday, the 5th of June, and this is Amped Up with BC. Now, full disclosure, you're listening to this on Thursday, the 5th of June. It is actually Wednesday evening. It is before Dynamite. That's why we're not discussing Dynamite tonight. We are actually recording this, full transparency, right before Dynamite. I'm hearing it's like a 4-hour Dynamite tonight. I think that's this Dynamite. I know there's a big 4-hour show coming up. I think it's tonight. So that's going to be interesting if and how much I cover of Dynamite in the next upload. We'll see. But that's why we're not talking too much Dynamite. However, we are going to talk about a former, that's right, we can now officially confirm it is a former AEW talent that you may have seen many times on the aforementioned Dynamite show, and that is Mariah May. Mariah debuting with WWE this past Tuesday night on their NXT brand. Now, I'm the only one that's probably going to be this honest with you, and I like Mariah May, by the way. Full disclosure, man, when I heard Mariah May was coming into her own and everybody was talking about this Mariah May, BC was like, what the fuck is a Mariah May? This was at the time where Toni Storm was really starting to find her groove, and over in WWE, Tiffany Stratton was the big thing. So I'm like, what is a Mariah May? Where does Mariah May fit in all of this? But I started to really watch what she was doing, and that story she had with Toni Storm. In a short amount of time, Mariah May reached that next level. Pretty damn cool. WWE felt she was already a star, not of tomorrow, but of right now, so WWE brought her over. Now, that may not be too much of a shock. WWE's trying to get all of Tony Khan's homegrown talent. But that's their prerogative. They have every right to do such, man. Tony Khan has brought a lot of WWE talent over. Interestingly enough, they end up flocking back to WWE to be treated the same way. We'll see how it all ends up with Alistair, Rusev, and so many others. But Mariah May showed up on Tuesday night's NXT. Not the main roster. Probably should have saw that coming, right? With Stephanie going over to Raw and Julia hot-shotted to SmackDown. And all these moves being made, Roxy permanently on the main roster now. A lot of shifting and a lot of shuffling to make room for somebody like Mariah May. Okay. You know she's coming in. Let's have a really good debut. Memorable. We're all going to be talking about it. Not just who showed up, but how they did. What transpired. How epic it was. How interested we're in to this whole Mariah May thing. What's going to happen next? Did you see how she debuted? Guys, we can't say that. Again, this is where I bring it back full circle when I say this is as honest as you're going to get in this community, and BC's going to be the one to dish it to you. This honesty. That was an anticlimactic debut. That debut, for all intents and purposes, sucked. Aside from seeing Mariah May and being happy for her, and hey, it's Mariah. Of course, you would have to know it was Mariah, because if you didn't know who that was, you couldn't count on this company to tell you. Because her debut, the commentators, they acted like they knew who she was, right? They were playing the smart fans. But if you're just a casual and maybe you didn't see AEW, you don't know who this woman is, the commentators absolutely sucked on Tuesday night. I know that's what they were told to do. Don't mention any names. Because she doesn't have a name right now. Or at least are holding off because they don't want to receive the backlash because they're changing her name. Because that's what they're doing. I'll get to that in a minute. But if you didn't see Tuesday night, or if you did, let's talk about it. When she debuted, did you hear what the commentators said, right? They didn't say, oh, it's Mariah. Oh, it's Mariah May, Corey. No, they started just shouting out random words. That's... Oh my! Corey, that's someone who's going to make things glamorous. Okay, does she have a name? It sounds like you guys know who she is. Do you want to enlighten the audience? Hello, you're on the headset because you're supposed to tell us what's going on. So the commentators all know, but they forgot to tell the audience is what we're supposed to believe. This only works if, and only if, the commentators act like they have no idea who it is. Right? Vince McMahon was great at this. He'd be like, Bobby, who is this? He looks like a monster. And Bobby Heenan would respond, I don't know, McMahon, but you're not sending me to find out. Oh, I miss those days. You truly didn't know because the commentators are like, who is this? And then it leads to some suspense. Whoa, who is this? Just took out The Undertaker. Who is this dude? What is this Papa Shango you speak of? But we didn't speak of it for a while because you didn't know. Or whoever. But they did this so much in the past and it worked because the commentators played along. You didn't know who it was. Now, in 2025, the commentators are just smart fans. That's, oh my goodness, right? They can't be real about it. That's from AEW. It's Mariah May. Of course, they're not going to do that. Not just because they don't want to mention AEW, but they don't want to call her Mariah May, man. That's cash out of their pocket. This is a company that greed is at an all-time high. So they want to make sure that they change her name. If you're going to act like you know who it is, you have to tell the audience who it is. It's not that complicated. Again, of course this means Mariah May is no longer Mariah May. That's just the fact. WWE can't stand it when you have your own name, even if it's your real name. It's her real name, but you can't have it. Intellectual properties and trademarks and copyrights, and we got to make sure, not just while you're here, but once we kick you to the curb and release you, we want to make sure you're not making money off your own name. We want to make money off the name that we gave you, and we want to make sure that we keep making money off of you even when you're no longer with the company. And we don't want to give you a dime. That's what they do. That's exactly what they... Even if it's your real name. They just did that with Ricky Starks recently, did they not? They made the dude a saint. And by the way, that was the same deal. The dude debuted without a name. That's, oh my, it's, wow, it's him. It is him. He has a name. Let's say it all together. Ready? Come on, Vic. Come on, Corey. We can all do it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ricky. Come on, Booker, come on. It's Ricky. Shucky, quack, quack. It's Ricky. Oh, Vic, that's Ricky. That's Ricky, man. Come on, that's Ricky. Okay, now let's do the last name, right? Starks. Even if you want to call them Saints, just say it from the jump. If you know who it is, just come out with the name, man. But they don't want to get the backlash. They want all the headlines, right? Mariah May debuts with WWE. Wait a week or two. And then hit everybody with the fact that it's no longer Mariah May. So will it be Mariah Day? Maybe Mariah Lay? Mariah Say? Way? Okay? Pay? Mariah Ole? Mariah Ole. Will she even be Mariah? Maybe they change her first name. Megan May. Meredith May. Violet May. Autumn May. April May. I can't stand when they do this. Remember every time VKM did this, the community would flip out when names were changed. But now that it's Helmsley, it's business, basically. Just business. Right? Everybody's got their head so firmly up Hunter's ass that it's business, guys. It's business. You know, they want to make sure that they're collecting all the money even when they're gone. All the foundational work that they provided, it's for WWE's best interest. It's for their wallets, their pocketbooks, their banks. That's how business works, BC. Thanks for explaining that to me. Where was that same energy when VKM was doing all these name changes, switching up names? Whoa, didn't like when somebody had their real name even, and everybody was flipping out. This is horrible. Who would do that? Somebody running a business. That's what I'm told. But now that it's Helmsley, it's business. Flip out if it's Vince. It's just business if it's Helmsley. I get it now. Just like if it's bad in the company, it's TKO. Or The Rock, which is part of TKO anyway, right? Well, so is Helmsley. If you want to play that game. But if it's bad in the company, it's TKO. If it's good, it's Hunter Hearst Helmsley saving pro wrestling. Oh, I get the narrative now. I can't stand. Whether you want to say this is business or not, I can't stand when they flip these names around. She's Mariah May. It's what she is. It's who she is. It's literally what she was born with. So we'll see. We'll see. Will there be enough backlash to where maybe right there's a 0.000.000.001 chance maybe she gets to keep her name. They talk about it and they go, you know what? We've had some people keep their real names in the past. They really fought for it. We were able to negotiate a contract where it works out. Majority in the favor of WWE, but still in the talent's maybe not favor, but it works out a little bit for the talent. There's a chance she could keep it, but trust me, this is all being done because their motive right now is to switch her name. They've already gotten a name chosen. Now they're just waiting. If there's enough backlash, maybe she gets to keep it. But that's why you did not hear a name on Tuesday night. They did the same thing to Ricky Starks, and they did that on purpose because Ricky Starks was becoming Ricky Saints. Surprised they let him keep the name Ricky. But that's just all of that. That's all of that. Mariah debuts. That's all the name chatter. And just the commentators, man. Just act like you don't know who it is. You don't always got to be the smart fan. And by the way, if you're claiming that AEW is not competition, this, that, and the other thing, but then you have Nick Khan coming out and publicly saying, yeah, we're absolutely going to take more AEW talent. And then you have Hunter Helmsley, Shawn Michaels, Nick Khan. They're all putting NXT programming, counter-programming all of the big AEW shows. Why you got to do that if they're not competition? Why do you got to raid their homegrown talent? They must be doing something right. And if you know who that is, how would you know who that is? Unless you're not following along with the AEW product. I mean, Vic Joseph, Corey Graves, and Booker T all knew who that was. That's what they told us. It'd be better off if you were just like, what in the who? Play along with it. Especially if you don't have a name for her. But let's get to the actual debut itself. It sucked. No fault of Mariah May. The lack of creative behind it sucked, and what it made, how it made the entire division look is what sucked. The entire women's division was out there looking like idiots. Some of the best female wrestlers today, my gals Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, Jordan Grace, and many others, they were just in the aisleway. As Fatal Influence laughed at all of them from inside the ring. It was so goofy. I'm looking at Jordan Grace. She looked so damn average used in that way. Jordan Grace, just thinking about it as I'm saying that, man. I had to look. I had to do a double take because I didn't see her originally come out. And I was like, is that Jordan? Jordan just looking like another spoke on the wheel. So damn average. Jordan is the farthest thing from average. You have a beast like that in your division. You have to portray her as such. You make her feel and look special. Because she is. You got to protect that type of imagery. Lash Legend, I believe, is who it was. She comes out. She completely blocks Kalani. Now, that was part of the promo, right? I'm looking past you, in other words. So I'm stepping right in front of you. But she literally did. Kalani looks so low level at that point. Kalani is one of my favorites in the industry today. Kalani just got by. I mean, the poor girl stopped at the top of the entrance anyway. It's like, what? You're Kalani Jordan, man. You got that confidence. You got that chutzpah. You're a badass. Go closer. Why are you stopping right there? Kalani looked weird. Jada Parker's off to the side like Jordan was on the north side. Jada's on the south side. Camera side, basically. So you had to look far left to see Jada, and she was looking incredibly beyond hot, as always. Her tethered pants from top to, it was, yeah, Jada's looking like Jada, straight up bowling, man. But you had to look far left because Jada's off to the side. Like, what are you hiding from? Jada, get in there. But that's what they're told to do. Everybody played their role exactly what they were told. But that's the problem, man. Everybody looks so average. The problem with that is Jada Parker's just not average. She's really good, and she's got that look. She has that feel, that aura. Jordan Grace, obviously. Kalani is going to be something super special. She already is. And then there was a bunch more ladies out there. But it's Fatal Influence laughing at them all because it's like, you all look like idiots right now. And then they start brawling like a bunch of nerds. And Fatal Influence is laughing even more. I don't blame them. And the lights went out. I forget, was this before the brawl, right? I think this was before the brawl. But the lights go out, and when they go on, up in one of those little balcony sections, Mariah May is standing there. What is she, the Undertaker? Everybody needs lights out when they debut now. Mariah May needs lights out. Lights go on, and there's Mariah May. And she just said something like, I am here in NXT now, and I'm here to make NXT glamorous, or something like. It was your average little I'm here promo. I'm here to make NXT glamorous. Okay, cool. What does that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean you're here to make it glamorous? You're gonna put some of those, you know, when you're fucking like 12 and you're putting like stars up on the ceiling? They glow. The moons and the stars, so they'll glow. So at night, everything's glowing. You gotta put up some Christmas lights. You're gonna throw some stardust, some confetti maybe. What do you mean you're making it glamorous? For anybody that has never seen this woman, the commentators don't tell them their name. They're just like, it's her. She's gonna make things glamorous. Cool. What? And that was it. All the ladies just start brawling. I don't even know what they're fighting for. A chance at JC Jane's championship, I guess. All of a sudden, they all had the itch to go out there and tell JC I would like a shot. Could possibly do that in the back at any time. But that's just BC's common sense. This didn't make anybody look good. The whole division, which is one of the top divisions on the planet, no question. Mariah May said that, actually. Mariah May said, I am here where the best women's division in the world is. Something along those lines. I feel that's an unnecessary shot at AEW, and that absolutely is, by the way. That absolutely is. On your very first promo, you're saying, I'm where the best women's division in the world is now. We see so many wrestlers do that the very first promo when they jump ship. It's not needed. Especially, you don't got to do the AEW women's division dirty like that when you just came from there. Anyway, the R-Truth coverage is what we've been covering for the last several days, so the Mariah May story, I wanted to kind of sit on that for a little bit, but thank you guys big time, all the new subscribers that jumped on during the R-Truth coverage. Thanks for making BC and this channel your number one source for all the coverage, for all of these big stories. You guys know that I'll always give it to you the most amplified honesty imaginable in this community. Because that's how we like to rock. No sugarcoating, no bullshit. May be hard to hear sometimes, but it's the truth. And if we all just come to that realization that we're all trying to make pro wrestling better, then dude, the truth is the best way to go. Our truth or just the straight up truth. I see what I did there. Now, guys, before I take off, I want to talk a little bit of numbers if you don't mind. Raw and SmackDown's ratings this week. SmackDown they were up against no competition finally, right? No sporting competition. They were ready to go. Everybody thought, hey, maybe they'll get back to a 1-4, semi 1-5 maybe. Their average, unfortunately, has been around 1-4, 1-5. Last week, they dipped to 1-3. We blame that on some NBA coverage. But nothing to go against them this past week. So everybody thought, okay, there'd be a significant increase. Guys, they stayed the same. 1-3 semi. They picked up nobody. Nobody. Exact same number. No competition. There was a time we could at least go, sports at least affect the number. I never used that as an excuse, but I always did admit, full honesty, as I always said to you guys, yeah, sporting events, award shows, holidays, things like that will impact the number a bit, but it just should force the company to put an even better product out so you can get those viewers back. But yeah, things like that affect it, but you should never use that as an excuse. Well, there was no sporting event that was big going against them, and they still pulled a 1-3. That just tells you it's a subpar, average, boring, ridiculously redundant, bad television show. It's just a bad television show. BC's one of the only ones in the community to tell you this, why everybody else is blowing smoke up the company's ass. But when the numbers come out, what always happens, guys? BC was right, because I don't bullshit my audience. I could sit here and start talking about all these storylines and what they could lead to. Too many people do that. They try to make this fun, and I understand. It's a nice gesture, but there is nothing fun about any of this. Hunter and the writers are not having any fun creating this, and I'll put that in air quotes. They're not having any fun. They just want to get this shit done with. It's hilarious because you have so many people trying to figure out the angles and what it's leading to and who's going to turn heel, who's going to turn face. Why even put yourself through that, man? Why waste the time? The company's not even putting that much time into any of this. And you're sitting there trying to figure out where the stories are going. There is none. And then there was Monday Night Raw. What did Raw pull, BC? Well, every single week I tell you how bad Monday Night Raw is, and every single week what happens in the numbers, guys. They lose. Bare minimum 100,000 viewers every week. Am I right? That's what's been happening the whole month. This is a show that people are actually curious about when it went over to Netflix. When it went to Netflix and it pulled 6 million global viewers. Remember WWE bragged that they were going to get over 700 million, or at least be able to reach over 700 million people now that they're on Netflix. And they only got 6 million for their debut. And within 1 week, that was nearly cut in half. By a month's end, it was cut in half to 3 million viewers. They lost half of their audience in a month. Because it was like, what do I have to come back? There's no cliffhangers. There's nothing I would need to see. I don't want to yeet every single week for 20 minutes at a time and sing along with Seth. I don't think that every match is awesome. So this just isn't for me. And they lost half their audience in 1 month's time. And what's been happening recently? Guys, they went from a 3-1 to a 3-0 flat. Then they went to a 2.9. Then they went to a 2.8 2 weeks in a row. Then a 2.7. And did you see what they pulled in this week? Or the last recorded number, I should say. It's a week behind. Netflix releases numbers a week behind. So this is last week's. They pulled in 2.6. 2.6 global, not U.S. domestic. U.S. domestic probably at a 1-2 to a 1-3. So even they are off the pace by 300,000 to 400,000 from their USA numbers when Raw was on USA. But globally, and not just for one night, this is for a 7-day period, they pulled a 2.6 global viewership. Their lowest since going to Netflix. But even more concerning, or just as concerning, is how fast they're losing their audience by the hundreds of thousands in droves. It wasn't long ago where they were at least sitting at 3-0, then it went to 2-9, then 2-8, then 2-7 last week, and then this week 2-6. BC, how can they lose almost 500,000 viewers in about a month's time, month to 2 months? How do you lose 500,000 viewers? You put on bad television. You confuse your audience. You put on shit that nobody cares about. CM Punk and Sami Zayn starting a 3-hour show, 2.5-hour show. Sami Zayn a face, CM Punk a face. Nobody's clamoring to see that match. And by the end of the night, there's a latte, an Americano, espresso, whatever, winning the match. So you're not even going to see CM Punk, Sami anyway. So what are we watching? We're just filling time nonstop on these shows. Nothing makes sense. Nobody cares. Some of your top stars on the red brand is Jason Uso, a tag team guy, and Samuel Zayn. Samuel Zayn, a mid-carder who barely makes the shows because he gets caught up at his Home Depot shift most of the time. That's two of your big 3 stars. And then thank goodness for CM Punk, I guess. That's all you got for the big stars. There is no heels. Gunther should be the biggest heel. Gunther's booked like an absolute ass clown. Then he taps out to his own move in 8 seconds to tag team Uso. I don't... That's what... When I do these reviews, if you're ever wondering how honest I am, look at the numbers when they come out. If I'm saying these shows suck and the numbers are like, whoa, Raw went up 500,000 viewers, 500,000. Raw is still getting 4.9 to 5 million on average from their 6 million debut in January. That's not bad at all. That BC has to go back to the drawing board and go, guess what? BC, no, I'm looking at it wrong. Or I've lost touch with this or this, but no. I'm critiquing these. I'm dissecting these. I have all my ducks in a row. I'm dissecting it with a keen eye for you guys. I know what's good and bad. I put on the side what I like and what I don't like. I don't even care about that. I don't care about my opinion or even my thoughts on a lot of this. It's the facts. It's what's good and what's bad. There's a lot of things I like, but I know is not good. There's things I don't like, but I know it's good. It's best for business, in quotes. So when I do these reviews, that's what that's what I want to talk about. What's good, what's bad. And these shows are so fucking bad. And the numbers come out, and you know what the numbers say every single week? BC was right. If you're wondering who told the most truth in the community, well, the Amplified unit. Because the numbers back it up. A 2.6? That's the lowest in Netflix history for Raw. It's June. By now, you have to have your footing in place. You lose half your audience, that's one thing. All right, now you begin to trudge to get them back. Once the middle of February started, once WrestleMania season hit, you get some of them back. They started losing during WrestleMania season. That's how bad Mania season was. Can't do it. You just can't do it. You can't put on a show like Hunter Hearst Helmsley does with Raw. You can't put on a SmackDown show like he does every week and expect people to flock to it and go, this is good. Of course, you'll have the kids dragging their parents out. They want to participate. They spent a boatload of money to be there. So they're going to sing with Seth. They're going to yeet with Jason Uso. They're going to say every match is awesome. But if you're wondering why they're not claiming sellouts anymore, remember, it wasn't long ago where they were claiming every single night was a sellout. Business is booming. You don't hear business is booming anymore. Funny. You don't hear about all these sellouts anymore. Funny. You don't hear about the numbers anymore and the metrics that they used to tout. Funny. Because they're all going backwards. Turns out Helmsley and his focus group that went around the arena and heard all the kids yeeting. And every single Monday night when they have all the kids around Jay and everyone's yeeting and having a good time, see, we made the right decision by Jay winning the Rumble and the championship. The yeeting is on fire. It's like yes movement. No, it's not. The numbers are telling you. The audience in attendance that you couldn't sell out that arena, they're yeeting because they spent a lot of money. You're damn right they're going to get their yeets worth. Everybody else at home, if they are watching, most of them are rolling their eyes to the back of the dome piece, and the other half is clicking the channel to something else. They don't care if it's sports or the cooking channel. Doesn't even matter. Anything, but they'll flick over because they don't need to see 25 more minutes of yeeting. They don't need to see Samuel Zayn as one of the top stars in the company. Sam Zayn is Hulk Hogan these days. Sam Zayn is Steve Austin. Sam Zayn is The Undertaker. Sam Zayn is your new John Cena. Sam Zayn's up there with Roman Reigns. But I guess when you're trying to portray Jason Uso like that as well, where does it end? You want to make people feel that way about Sam Zayn, you got to do it correctly. You have to do it properly. There's levels to this. You can't just pluck him into the same damn thing every week where he's trying to tell everybody. He's trying to play like the father of everybody. Seth, this is not you. You have to be a better guy than this. Blah, blah, blah. CM Punk, man, I hope you do win tonight because I know you're going to win that title. And when you do, stop, Sam. Stop being in everybody else's business. They're booking this guy like an idiot. Comes across like that. And a lot of people don't care about him. Subsequently, Jason Uso, you want this guy to win the championship. You want to put the whole rocket on him, is what Helmsley said. Well, there's levels to this. Get to that point. You had this guy lose on Saturday night's main event to Gunther. And a week later, he's winning the Rumble with people like CM Punk and John Cena in the damn thing. You 50-50 book the dude, and then you wonder why nobody's feeling anything special that Jey Uso wins the damn thing? A week earlier, he was losing to Gunther looking up at the lights. Now we're supposed to be excited because he won the Rumble. It's weird-ass booking. It's 50-50, and that's a detriment to these talents. Then all of a sudden, you turn Jey Uso into Super Jey Uso. He's like Superman. He's stealing Roman Reigns' spear and knocking people out with spears. Since when does Jey Uso knock people out with spears? Then all of a sudden, he's stealing Gunther's chokehold submission, and he's tapping out Gunther in 8 seconds to his own move. His regular super kick turned into Shawn Michaels' super kick. That'll knock you out for 2 days now. What else is he gonna steal and turn into Super Jey? Meanwhile, he's exhausted. His own father told you that. He was at a dinner. His dad's like, I've never seen this dude more exhausted. He barely get over the top rope these days. He's blown up just by dancing. By the time the bell rings, he needs to go to the outside. Thankfully, it's a tag match most of the time. I'm just giving you amplified facts. Because people are shocked. Oh my God, you don't like Samuel Zayn? You don't like Jason Uso? No, don't get it twisted. I like both of them. As the top stars of WWE, or at least the red brand? Yeah, no thanks. That's exactly what I'm telling you. When they come out, I could not be any more disinterested. I literally want to throw myself in the traffic. And then you sit there and you wonder why Raw has pulled a 2.6 in the latest numbers. The worst since it moved to Netflix. 2.6. Could you imagine? It might not be something so outside the box. Could you imagine if, not too far off in the distance, they get under 2 million viewers globally? Then you know Netflix is opting out. They're going to try to opt out before the 5 years. They're going to try to find some type of loophole in the contract. Because you know Netflix is out in 5 years. There's no way they're going 10. They have an opt-out in 5, an opt-out clause. After 5 years, they can say, check you, salute, but I'm out. 5 years, they're done. These numbers are not what they expected. They did not think that this company, these shows were going to tank as fast as they are. But that's what happens when you have Helmsley at the helm. That's what happens when the shows are this bad. Guys, no competition for SmackDown. It didn't budge. A 1-3. 1-3. And Monday Night Raw 2-6. Lowest in Netflix and Raw's short history thus far. If you were ever wondering how honest BC's reviews are, just look at the numbers and that'll tell you how honest. I don't bullshit. I don't sugarcoat. I'm just straight up with you guys always. Amplified honesty. And the numbers, unfortunately, back that up. It's tough to hear because we all want to see it do good. We love this pro wrestling shit. And for most of us, WWE is what brought us to the dance. It's what we fell in love with first, company-wise. You don't think I want to see this shit succeed? But this ain't it, man. This ain't it. And you're expecting us to just now watch every Monday and every Friday a bunch of kids and their parents yeeting and singing and screaming, this is awesome, every single match. Guys, it gets old. It gets old. It's gotten old. It's been old. It's stale. If this was bread, it's just fragments of mold now. This has been an absolutely amplified, just amplified fun, man. This whole this whole podcast, this whole show. Thank you guys, man. Thursday, the 5th of June, 2025. Until next time, and there will be that next time. Hopefully we could talk some AEW Dynamite. Got to find out what even happened. Because again, this is all being recorded right beforehand. So if anything big happened, that sucks because we weren't able to talk about it in this one. But if anything big happened on Dynamite, 4 hours I'm hearing, we'll be talking about it in the next upload for sure. Until then, until next time, there will be that next time. BC in the unit, we're saying check you.